everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video lecture, we will discuss about noise triangle, that is effect of noise. Then after that, we will see pre-emphasis and de-emphasis, and later we will study the comparison between wideband FM and narrowband FM. Okay, so let us start with the first point, that is noise triangle or effect of noise. So we know that the frequency modulation is more immune to the noise than amplitude modulation or the phase modulation. So let us see why is it so. So here for that consider a single noise voltage which is having the frequency which falls in the passband of the receiver, and this noise voltage will mix with the carrier to produce interference. So here as shown in this figure we can see the noise vector. This is Vn, that is noise vector, is superimposed on the carrier vector, that is Vc, and it is rotating at a relative angular velocity omega n minus of omega c, and due to this the amplitude and phase of the carrier will change. So here we can see this is the resultant vector, and phi is the angle between carrier vector and this resultant. So the maximum deviation in the amplitude is how much? This is Vn, and the maximum deviation in the phase which is denoted by this phi is equal to sine inverse of Vn by Vc. This is Vn and this is Vc. Okay, so this is the maximum deviation, that is nothing but phi. So here the AM receiver will not be affected due to these phase changes, whereas the FM receiver will not be affected by the amplitude changes. So now it is to be found whether or not the phase change affects the FM receiver more than the amplitude change affect the AM receiver. So in the AM, the changes in the noise and modulating frequency do not affect the signal to noise ratio. But in AFM, however, the effect is entirely different. So here from this figure we can see the noise voltage, that is phase, modulates the carrier. So if the ratio of noise to carrier voltage remains constant, then the value of modulation index due to noise, or we can say maximum phase deviation, remains constant. So as we reduce the noise sideband frequency, the modulation index due to the noise will not change, but as we reduce the signal modulating frequency, the modulation index caused by it will increase. So the noise to signal ratio in FM therefore goes on decreasing with reduction in the frequency. So for that, let us assuming the noise frequencies to be evenly spread across the band pass of this receiver. So we can see that the noise output from the FM receiver decreases uniformly with noise sideband frequency in FM. So in AM it remains constant. So here this can be shown in this figure. B and C, the triangular noise distribution in FM is known as the noise triangle. So here in figure B we can see this is the triangular waveform which is called as the noise triangle, and this is the rectangular AM distribution like this. Okay, so in the first case MF, that is maximum modulating frequency, is equal to 1, and in second case MF is 5, that is maximum modulating frequency is 5 at maximum frequency. Okay, so here we can conclude that the FM, the effect of noise is more prominent at higher modulating frequencies, or we can say that in FM for a constant deviation, that is del, the effect of noise increases with decrease in the modulation index, that is MF. So at lower modulating frequencies MF is large and FM systems are less affected by the noise. So which can be shown in this figure 5.4c. And in AM receiver the noise output will remain constant irrespective of the frequency, hence we get a rectangular distribution as shown in this figure 5.4b and 5.4c. Okay, then after that let us see what is pre-emphasis. So here in the previous section it has been proved that in FM, the noise has the greater effect on the higher modulating frequencies. So this effect can be reduced by increasing the value of modulation index. That is nothing but MF. That is modulation index for the higher modulating frequencies, which is denoted by FM. So this can be done by increasing the deviation, which is denoted by this del. And this del can be increased by increasing the amplitude of modulating signal at higher modulating frequencies. So let us refer this figure 5.5a, that is the typical pre-emphasis circuit. So thus here the artificial boosting of the modulating signal at higher frequencies will improve the noise immunity, which is called as pre-emphasis. That means the boosting is done according to the pre-arranged curve, which can be shown in this figure. This is the pre-emphasis characteristics curve. So here we can see the amount of pre-emphasis in US FM transmission and sound transmission in TV has been standardized at 75 microsecond, and this pre-emphasis circuit is basically a high pass filter, and the typical pre-emphasis circuit and its frequency response we can see in this figure. So the pre-emphasis is carried out at the transmitter side, okay, and in similar way at the receiver side we can use the de-emphasis circuitry. So the artificial boosting given to the higher modulating frequencies in the process of pre-emphasize is nullified or the compensated at the receiver by process which is called as de-emphasis. So the artificially boosted high frequency signals are brought to their original amplitudes using the de-emphasis circuit. So the 75 microsecond de-emphasis circuit is standard, and which can be shown in this figure. So it shows that it is a low pass filter, and we know that the pre-emphasis circuit is the high pass filter and this de-emphasis is the low pass filter. So the 75 microsecond de-emphasis corresponding to the frequency response curve, and that is the 3 dB down at the frequency whose RC time constant is 75 microsecond. So we can see here f, that is frequency, is equal to 1 upon 2 pi RC. We know that here the value of this RC time constant is 75 microsecond. So we have to put the value of RC is 75 microsecond. So we can calculate here the frequency, that is equal to 2120 Hz. So the frequency response of the de-emphasis circuit is shown in this figure. So the at the receiver side, this de-emphasis circuit will again boost the higher modulating frequencies. Okay, so that is the artificially boosted high frequency signals are brought to their original amplitude using the de-emphasis circuit. Then a next point is the wideband and narrowband FM. We know that the wideband FM system is defined as the system in which the modulation index is greater than 1 and the maximum permissible deviation in the wideband FM is 75 kHz, and it is used in the entertainment broadcasting applications. And for the narrowband FM system, which is having the modulation index less than 1 and the maximum permissible frequency deviation is restricted to about only 5 kHz and the maximum modulating frequency to about is 3 kHz. So this system is used in the FM mobile communication such as police wireless, ambulance, taxi cab, etc. Okay, so let us see the comparison of this wideband and narrowband FM. So there are 3 columns. In first column, parameters are there. In second column, a wideband FM, and third column is for the narrowband FM. So let us see first parameter, that is modulation index. As I already told you, for wideband FM, the modulation index should be greater than 1, and for narrowband it is less than or slightly greater than 1. Then second parameter is the maximum deviation. So for wideband FM, the maximum deviation is about 75 kHz, and for narrowband FM, the maximum deviation is about 5 kHz. Then third point is the range of modulating frequency. For the wideband FM, the range of modulating frequency is from 30 Hz to 15 kHz, and for narrowband FM, it is 30 Hz to 3 kHz. Then fourth point is maximum modulation index. So in case of a wideband FM, the maximum modulation index is 5 to 2500, and for narrowband FM, it is slightly greater than 1. Then next point, we will discuss about here the bandwidth. The bandwidth of this wideband FM is large, which is about 15 times higher than the bandwidth of narrowband FM. And for the narrowband FM, we can see the bandwidth of this narrowband FM is very small, which is approximately same as that of AM. Okay. Then next point is applications. So using this wideband FM, we can use here entertainment broadcasting can be used for a high quality music transmission, and the narrowband FM is used for the FM mobile communication like police wireless, ambulance, etc. This can be also used for the speech transmission. Then next point is pre-emphasis and de-emphasis. So for both type of FM, that is for wideband and narrowband, we required here pre-emphasis and de-emphasis. So this is all about our today's session. I hope you will like and enjoy. We will stop here with motivational quote. Today's motivational quote for you is, the best project you will ever work on is you. Thank you for watching my videos. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.